Welcome back, X.
Gotcha. I'll prep Ramiro for an expedition to the dirt racing outpost. Don't get lost in there.
Hey, amigo! Ready to head into the jungle? We need to find a dirt outpost, and a certain big cat I've been chasing.
Turn around. In 100 yards, turn left. In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right.
GMC Jimmy. Muy bien. I mean, Tio Oscar said his was a Chevy Blazer, but that's only because he thought it sounded better. I'll call in some transport. I'll call you when it's done. Speak soon.
Now we're talking. I'll start putting together ground crew, officials, and barriers. Lots and lots of barriers. You, Alex, Ramiro, and every single fan messaging me to ask when this is opening. Great news. I'll tell them all very soon, shall I?
Amigo! I think we should show Horizon why the Baja is home to the biggest off-road race on Earth. And if we have time, we might set up an outpost or something. Hey, amigo! I hear we have the go-ahead for the Goliath? Genial! I hope you're ready, my friend. The way you drive, you might see all of Mexico in one afternoon.
Now it's a question of who you want to find this. You pick the sort of drivers you want, and I'll get to it. Want to leave a message? Might be nice. Nobody ever leaves us a note. Here's a tricky one. Do you want to put your name on this or leave it anonymous? This is what someone will see when they find your gift. Happy with that? And off it goes. Trust me, a little help goes a long way around here. Thanks.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 100 yards, turn right. arrived at your destination. yards, turn sharp left. Turn sharp left. At the roundabout, take the first exit. You have arrived at your destination.
amigo. Alex asked about the classic off-roader. You should come get the Jimmy before he does.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. At the roundabout, take the first exit.
Seasonal event complete. What did you think? Did you like it?
Definitely a classic camioneta. Ford F-100. Let's take you back. I haven't worked on one of these since I was 10. I'll call you any. It's done.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. Recalculating route in 100 yards. Turn left. In 400 yards, turn sharp left. In 200 yards, you will arrive at your destination.
Toro Loco will take on El Forzudo and defend the master, El Campeón! It's begun! They've broken out of the cage! Ha! Ivan, who will be victorious, maestro or student? Ah, the stadium is alive tonight! Who will emerge from the tunnel? Perfecto! They take to the freeway! The cars! Oh, they are flying! The competitors are halfway through the route. can almost hear the giant wheels of the monster ghost. The skills of Toro Loco are on full display, mi gente! The competitors are approaching the finish line. Toro Loco and El Campeón have bravely defeated all in the tradition of the greatest champions of the ring. Toro Loco and El Campeón are the pride and true embodiment of the technical tradition and deserve all the glory and honor.
Híjole, I thought we'd seen it all.
Hey! What is it, Ramiro?
No, es el monstruo fantasma. The monster ghost has returned.
El what?
What now? I'll send you a link. This is a classic storyline. Look, just come to Guanajuato. Pronto.
Turn sharp right. Yards, turn sharp right. Turn sharp right. In 100 yards, turn left. At the roundabout, take the second exit. You have arrived at your destination.
Increíble! The world of lucha is shocked! Toro Loco has turned rudo and is now on El Forzudo's side against El Campeón! I cannot believe my eyes! Begin! Smash the cage! Go! Who will seize the victory by finishing the round first? And the crowd cannot wait! The conflict moves to the freeway! Ha! El Forzudo refuses to acknowledge Toro Loco as his equal? Shocking development! And the audience demands a Rudos versus Rudos match! La batalla del Rudos! Must have some magnificent shortcuts! Los conductores are halfway through the route. The Autodores are 3/4 of the way through the course. You can almost hear the giant wheels of the monster ghost. The drivers are approaching the finish line. Traidor! The betrayer El Forzudo has been defeated! Toro Loco is a real fighter, an equal among El Forzudo and El Campeón!
Really? I thought we'd seen it all.
Hey, hey. What is it, Ramiro?
No, es el monstruo fantasma. The monster ghost has returned.
What now?
I'll send you a link. This is a classic storyline. Look, just come to Guanajuato. Pronto.
200 yards. Turn sharp right. Turn sharp right. In 100 yards. Turn left. At the roundabout, take the second exit.
El horrible monster ghost is back from decades in exile after an epic defeat by El Campeón and El Forzudo. They cannot face their ancient enemy alone. They need an ally. And that ally has stepped up. It's the courageous Toro Loco. From the depths of the underworld, it is the fearsome monster ghost. The monster ghost plotted his revenge against his old rivals, El Campeón and El Forzudo. One luchador alone cannot stand against the monster ghost. Here comes El Campeón to help defend Toro Loco. A short gun is sneaking up on you. This powerful pair cannot defeat the fearsome monster ghost. Wait, El Forzudo has arrived to join the battle. The tunnels have become the ultimate lucha ring. Who will be victorious first? Sharp corner coming up. Will every fighter make it? Only the triple alliance of El Campeón, El Forzudo, and Toro Loco can defeat this beast on wheels. Ho-ho! The Triple Alliance has defeated the Monster Ghost! When luchadores work together, they can drive away a terror like the Monster Ghost. I cannot wait to see what bouts of lucha de carreteras await us in the future.
needs your help.
Okay. I'll be right there.
In 100 yards, turn right. At the roundabout, take the third exit. In 400 yards, turn left. Recalculating route. In 200 yards, turn sharp right. Arrived at your destination.
This is a big investment, my friend. If you're sure, I'll call the owners and vouch for you. I'm sure they'll hand over the keys when they know it's you.
Oh, right. I get it now.
To be honest, though, it was me who needed your help, not Papa Fernando.
I can't fault that logic. Who are the other racers?
You know them. It's the Born Fast crew. They're raring to go. Toy, he's eager. But this isn't really a street race. There's no checkpoints, just the finish line. So keep to the route and get there first. It's hard to overstate the effect that the Beetle had when it arrived in Mexico in 1954. Before that, all we had were these huge American cars. So this new European-style car with its shape and light chassis and those adorable headlights and an engine that anyone with a tractor could fix was, well, a complete game changer. They were so exciting that they were displayed at the Ciudad Universitaria in Mexico City, and there were lines to come and see this new car. Nice overtake! Production of the Beetle started in Mexico soon after 7 of them finished the Carrera Panamericana. Before that, people were a bit worried about reliability, you see. We Mexicans love a good-looking car, but a car that can do work is better. The Panamericana convinced us, and in '61, Automex had assembled 250 of them. By '62, the first plant had opened in stock, making 10 of them a day. We love that car. So another plant opened in Puebla in 1967. And in '71, El Bocho became the official taxi of Mexico City, which is why you see so many of them today. That is a great car. Probably the most iconic car in all of Mexico. Ay, es increíble que un auto tan pequeño deje un vacío tan grande. Adiós, Sedan. Thanks. I'll call you when I've got that next one ready.
You're not gonna believe this, but you've earned a gift drop from another driver. Makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, doesn't it? Meet me down there and we'll... have a look.
I have a brilliant idea.
Another one. What happened to the previous idea?
This one is better. Meet me in town.
In 200 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 100 yards, turn left. In 200 yards, turn right. Turn right. Recalculating route. In 200 yards, turn left. In 400 yards, turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
Wow, that's generous. Well, just the spirit of Horizon, isn't it? Shall we send a thank you? You know what they say, barn finders. Barn keepers, enjoy that ride. Someone wanted you to have it.
The next Horizon Arcade event will begin any minute now. Enjoy. In 200 yards, turn left. Turn left.
I have two cars here. A first-generation Volkswagen and a 7th-generation Volkswagen Golf. Made in Mexico for almost half a century. Sadly, they stopped building them in 2021. But we can still race them. What do you say? To make it fair, I will give you a chance to make an informed choice. Let's go for a test drive. And I've got lots to tell you about Volkswagen Mexico. Volkswagen Mexico headquarters are in Puebla City. It started production in 1967 with the famous Beetle. As we call it, the Bocho. VW made multiple attempts at replacing the famous Beetle with newer models, but all of them failed way short of achieving the production figures until the Volkswagen Golf came into play. The first generation was released in Mexico as the Volkswagen Caribe and had quite a few variations, including the Golf GTI you're driving right now.
VW engineers, inspired by the Beetle GSR, designed and prototyped the Golf in secret as a Skunk Works project. Little did they know that the Golf GTI would become the hot hatch. Shall we jump 40 years in the future and try the 7th generation? The 7th generation of the Golf first appeared in 2012. This version is the Volkswagen Golf R, R meaning race. This was the fastest Golf in the range, with a 0 to 60 time of 5.1 seconds. Volkswagen Mexico produced all 7 generations of the Golf, totaling more than 2 million units over 44 years. In fact, a lot of Golfs you find in the US were built here. All right. Enough driving around. Let's go head to head, after you've had a chance to rest. I'm a fair man. I'll let you choose. Which Golf do you want to drive for our little race?
I'll take the Golf R.
Round 1, begin! Get sideways! Time out! Round 1 failed!
Ah, bad luck. Hey, there'll be another one starting soon, if you want to go again.
always have. And don't look back! It's Drift Run!
Turn around when it is safe to do so. Recalculating route. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
I hope you know some shortcuts.
See you at the finish line. Don't make me wait for too long. I see what you're doing, but you still can't win.
What a race! The difference 40 years makes!
I have a story to tell you, my friend. About the old wolf in the swamp.
Are we going to a zoo?
A swamp? I'll pick you up.
You have arrived at your destination.
That's the old wolf.
No, that's an old truck. The wolf is waiting for us at the swamp. Haley asked us to clear some debris, and I've got just the car. But we need to get there first.
Of course! Who do you think I am?
The driver who destroyed a record-breaking amount of fences.
That's fair.
200 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 200 yards, turn right. Turn right.
See? Got it here in one piece.
And gave me a few heart attacks. Careful there! This car is too old for this kind of driving! And now, let me introduce you to the fourth Lobo. This car is more your style.
Now that's a hecking good wolf.
We call it Lobo here. Marketing in this country is outstanding. Let's get to work. See all that brush and stuff? Clear it out. What? No! It's not just an excuse to throw the Lobo around. It is just an excuse to throw the Lobo around. In the 90s, Ford decided that they needed to rebrand the F-150 for the Mexican market. And the name Lobo just has a real ring to it. They started using the badge in 1997, and the rest is history. The Ford Lobo quickly became one of the most popular vehicles in the country. Lobo is still used for the modern Rangers like the one based on the F-150 Raptor you're driving. But we don't just call it Lobo. No. We call it Lobo Raptor.
So it's the same car?
Now, there are loads of differences, like a dog and a wolf. Lobo only comes in XLT and with higher trim levels. The base version is still sold in Mexico as the F-150, but the Lobo is the elite F-150. Great. Job's done. And the scratches will buff right out. Thanks for the help. Now I just need to get my abuelo's old F-100 back to the garage.
I've got 1,400 horses and I need you to help with them.
I... think I know what this is. I'll be right over.
Yards, turn right. In 400 yards, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived at your destination.
I know you've got one of these, somehow. So you know a little bit about what you're in for. Let's go! Let's take this down to the beach. Stick it in AWD if you like. There's some nice curves up ahead. Calm down. I know you like to go fast, but I had a big breakfast. This is 2021's EV of the year. And it was up against things like the Taycan and the e-tron and the Recharge. It set 3 Guinness World Records, and it's inspired by the beautiful original Mach 1. And I'm telling you all of this because the Mach E was built right here in Mexico at Cuautitlán Assembly. Whoa! How do you make it go around corners like that? I'm really asking. Hey, I have to keep this back. Be careful with it. Cuautitlán Assembly has been building cars since the 60s. And more than 2.2 million cars later, we're sitting in an actual space machine made here in Mexico. Quite a journey. From Cougars and Thunderbirds and F-150s to this. This isn't just a prototype. Cuautitlán Assembly does a range of options for the Mach E. A 68 kilowatt-hour standard and an 88 kilowatt-hour extended range version. It will give you over 300 miles of range on a single charge. This is a detour, but if anything can handle it, it's this car. The Performance GT version is the really wild one. 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. This one is quite a bit faster. Honestly, when I first tried it, I had to go and sit in a quiet room for a bit. And I've flown airplanes in a storm. It's wild tech. You can switch from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive at the touch of a button. And when you get into tuning, You can basically tweak every one of the 7 engines individually. It can make 1,400 horsepower and a ton of downforce at 160 miles per hour thanks to the Aero 2. And there we go. Sunrise over the sea. Beautiful. But we're not done. There's one more thing to look at. I'll let you know as soon as I have, found it.
Okay, this one will be epic. I found a Porsche Carrera. You know what that means?
Racing? And what do you mean, found?
In a barn, of course. And of course it's racing. Come meet me at Guanajuato.
In 400 yards, turn left. Recalculating route.
This beauty got her name from the Carrera Panamericana. The races don't run anymore, but who can blame us if we take it out one more time? Right? Let's see what this car can do. There's Jamie. Guess he wanted one last race.
Let's do this!
first race had 132 competitors, and everyone turned up. Amateurs to F1 drivers, men, women, professionals, anyone who had a car.
Do you know anyone who participated?
Aleja thinks Papa Fernando did, but she thinks Papa Fernando did everything. I know we used to go to the races with my grandfather. Ah, qué buenos recuerdos. There was no speed limit before 2012, and you'd see cars doing 180 miles per hour. Not that I'd know anything about that. 2,178 miles of the Pan American Highway run through Mexico. The race itself had 9 stages and lasted 5 days. But the sheer distance wasn't the only challenge. Constant changes in the elevation from sea level to 3 kilometers up. The most challenging road race in the world. The winner of the very first Carrera Panamericana was Herschel McGriff, who drove an Oldsmobile 88 at an average speed of 88 miles per hour. The Porsche Carrera got its name thanks to Hans Hermann, who won the small sports cars category in 1954. He drove the Porsche 550 Spider and came 3rd overall. He was sick before the race, and his tires came off at the start. He really pulled through against the odds. Porsche had 6 cars competing in 1954, and all of them made it through the end. A lot of others didn't, let me tell you.
Enjoying yourself, are you? Yeah, I kinda had a feeling you were.
1954 was the last year the original Carrera Panamericana took place. But it gave us the most famous Porsche model, the Carrera you're driving right now. The Carrera RS 2.7 was the first production street racing 911. It was built on the 911S 2.4, the fastest Porsche you could buy at the time, and a popular choice in the later Carrera Panamericana races. The race was revived in 1988 and ran to 2016, staying true to the original races with high-speed road stages. This is Jamin's exit. It's been fun, my friend. Take care.
Looking forward to seeing what you can do out there. Have fun now, yeah?
Great race. Almost like we did a little Panamericana with a friend. Anyways, hope you had fun with this little stroll through cars hechos en Mexico.
It was great! And let me know if you, find any other cars like that.
Hey, amigo. Remember that thing I said I needed help with? This is it. You in?
Of course. What do you need?
Excellent. Come meet me near Mulegé.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 400 yards, turn right. 400 yards, turn left. Turn left. Turn right. Arrive at your destination.
I hope you know some shortcuts.
See you at the finish line. Don't make me wait for too long. Aha, I see what you're doing, but you still can't win.
What a race! I am actually surprised the first generation still holds up. I'm sure you didn't cheat.
I told Alex it was a Jimmy. He said, you mean a Blazer? I think him and the Oscar would get along.